All right, everybody, we're here for the last installment on this 2014 GMC Savana van. It's a 2500, and we have done a boatload of work to this thing so far. This last video is going to be about removing this doghouse to gain access to the engine, particularly the backside, so I can replace a set of spark plugs and wires. Once that's done, I can get this thing moved over to the alignment machine, get the front end aligned due to the replacement of all those steering parts, and then we can get this thing done and out of the shop. So stay tuned, this is going to be a good video. First thing I've got to do is get through all of this miscellaneous stuff right here inside of this cubby hole, because there are some bolts in there that are going to attach this entire assembly to the doghouse. So I've got to dig through all these personal effects in here to get this stuff out. And since this stuff is personal, I'm gonna go grab myself a set of gloves. I wouldn't want somebody touching all my stuff, and therefore I'm not gonna touch a bunch of somebody else's stuff if I can avoid it. I really don't like doing this because I can never put things back the way that they came out, and that's unfortunate. But it is what it is, so I'm almost done here. As soon as I get this out, I can pull those two nuts out of this thing and then move on to the rest of the real work. Okay, yep, there they are. There's one bolt right here and one bolt right there. I'm just gonna zip those guys out with my ratchet. One and a two. If I can reach that one. My extension's not long enough. There. But if you get the angle right, the length doesn't really matter. There they are. One and two. And this panel should just pop right on out of there. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. There are two more bolts in the top of this cubby hole. They're up high. I seem to have forgotten that. Now I can reach. I got an extension for my extension. There's one of them. The other one I can't see. Where are you? There it is. Oh, my extensions are wobbly. Batch these bolts so I don't lose them. Okay, there's that. There's one. Get that guy out. And the other one is right chaw. Uh-oh, dropped it. Okay. Unclip, please, without breaking anything. Got it. And that can go on top of the dash too. Okay, now I have the space. Needed to pull this guy out of here. And I'll just try to set that over on the seat, and hopefully I don't knock it over and spill everything inside of it. Get this floor mat out of here. Dog houses are easy to get out. Some of them are bolted in, but these GMs, they've just got these little clamps here. There's two right there, three, and number 4 is on the other side. Right around over there. Got it. Cool. And then we just give her a tug. It comes free. Now, the trouble with these is they're bigger than the space that is behind them, and you can't really get them out. So I'm just gonna throw this over to one side, and it gives me all kinds of access to the driver's side cylinder head, where I can get the spark plugs out and get the wires removed. All right, we're all set up in here now. I can start to disassemble some of this stuff. I am gonna be doing plugs and wires on this. All right, so on this side, we're just gonna do some disassembly. I went through my parts list and I found the spark plugs that we ordered for this, and they were Autolites, and I don't prefer Autolite spark plugs, so we went ahead and I tried to find some Delcos because that's what goes in here, but they're not available, so we got some NGKs coming. So until those arrive, I'm just going to go ahead and start disassembling everything and pulling all these older plugs out. Also note that the new spark plugs will not come equipped with this metal heat shield right here, and this thing must be installed, otherwise it'll melt these wires and they will suffer premature failure. Now that front one down there is hardest to reach, and it's a little warm. I'll probably save those for the very, very last. And if you're ever inside of one of these LS engines attempting to do a spark plug replacement, go ahead and bet that you're going to need to change the wires, because a lot of times these things are super stuck and there's not much space to get a good purchase on to grab it and pull it off, and you end up pulling from the wire, which yanks the wire out, and then you damage it and you have to replace it anyway. So don't set yourself up for failure. Just go ahead and sell plugs and wires, because that's the right thing to do. Yeah, I can't even get this tool on this other one. Let me try to squeeze in a little tighter. If I can get a hold of the heat shield, I'll be able to wiggle it out, but I can't really get a bite on it with these pliers. Pardon? Oh, excellent. Thank you. I stand corrected. We are getting Delco plugs. She found them. Yeah, this Chevy does not deserve some Autolite plugs. No way. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach that one from here, so I'm going back under the hood to see if I can get it from that angle. All right, let's get you guys down there, and I'm going to attempt to reach this from the front side, which is going to be much easier, I think. Yeah, I can. Ooh, I'm going to get this sensor off so I don't break that. There we go. That's good. Come here. Son of a bitch. Wow, that's really on there. What was I saying just now? There it is. And I guess while I'm still here, I'll go ahead and pull this first spark plug out right now. And I really like this spark plug socket because it's got a hex shape on the end of it, so I can use a open end or boxed in wrench to apply some forward or reverse torque to it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to break this plug loose. Then I'll finish it off with my electric ratchet. That's why I'm glad I bought the short version of this. The long one never would have fit in here. Cool. It's one plug removed. And while I'm here, I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the second one back there. Actually, I don't think I can get a wrench on that one, so I'm just going to try it with the ratchet here and see what happens. Okay, it's coming out. Okay, we're back inside, and time to get the next plug out of there. That one has a piece of wire on it, I think. I can't get the socket over it, so I'll get that in a moment. It's a super tight squeeze. Yep, there's a piece of the wire that broke off sticking right out there. Let's see if I can't fetch it with my needle nose. There it is. Okay, uno mas on this side, and then we'll move over to the other side. That's all 4 out on this side. Let's go ahead and move over and pull the other 4 out. Okay, we're moving around to the passenger side, and I'm just gonna angle this thing over some, give me some more space. And this is the easy side because the angle of the plugs are all pointing at us instead of away from us. Alrighty, same procedure. We're just gonna pop all these bad boys off. Again, due to the angle of the dangle on this one, these are much easier to get to than the driver's side. Come out. Now, I just did an inspection on those spark plugs that I removed from the driver's side, and I found that they're actually not that old and have been replaced before. They're in decent shape, but the owner of this van, he owns multiple of these things, and like I said, this is a company vehicle. It's a work van. He just wanted to make sure that everything is good to go, and he said to replace this stuff even if it doesn't really need it. He, like I said earlier, he wanted to go through all of the let's put that back in there. He wanted to go through all the maintenance items again on this. That way he knows his vans are going to be trouble-free and won't have any problems moving forward with them. I sprung the spring. I need to squeeze that back down. And I'll pull one of these plugs out from this side, and I'll show you the condition that they're in. And you would agree, I believe, that replacing them is not critical, but that's what the fella wants to do. Come out. Well, that didn't work out, did it? There. Yeah, we can see here they're actually in almost newish shape, but he wants them done, so that's what we're gonna do. I tried to talk him out of it. Once I saw the condition of them, I gave him a call, personally called the man, and he said, yeah, don't worry about it. If you're in there doing the wires anyway, just go ahead and pull the plugs out, because the expense versus the plugs and wires is minimal. Okay, that one's gonna take an extension and a wobbly bit. Okay, back with a wobbly and an extension. Okay, get on there, please. Click. What are you doing? Wow, it's stuck there. And one more. Just kind of far away and forward. Good. Sweet. It's the last one. Okay, time to recover the rest of my heat shields, and I will prep these wires for when the plugs show up. And I'm going to start throwing some grease into the end of all these plugs here. Just a dab. That one needs a little more. Boop. A little bit right here. Okay. And of course, I'll do the same on the coil side of these plugs as well. Just smear a little bit of a dab in there on the contact. And last one. Good shape. Shields go back. 3, and where's that 4th one? There it is. Okay. There we go. And these 4 wires are for the driver's side. Alright guys, my new spark plugs have arrived. These are AC Delco Platinums. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw these guys in, get the wires plugged in, doghouse back on, and I can get this thing aligned and out of the shop, because this is, we're going on day 3 that it's been here. And that's a lot of days for one car. You're gonna like it. Got it. Next. Well, that one was easy. Next. Oh, they're getting harder. Can't reach. I know. I will use the spark plug socket to guide me. Yeah, that's easier. Good. That one's threaded in. And numero 4. This is the tough one, because I really can't reach. Yeah, the irony. The number 2 plug, I think that's number 2. That's, anyway, passenger side all the way in the front, that's the easiest one to get to on the Sierras and Silverados, and the hardest one to get on the G vans. Even from the front side, this would be very difficult to get started. That's it. I feel it now. It's going in. Good. Okay. I'm not using the power feature to deliver torque. I'm just running the threads down. Good. All right. So one of the coolest features about a spark plug socket is you can put a socket over a socket. And that's how I'm going to get the access to it right here. The idea is to apply torque in the straightest line possible, so you don't put a side load on the spark plug, because that is how they break. Where is it? There it is.
Put that socket back on. Here, where is it? Oh, tight squeeze. There it is. Click. And remember, we are already dielectric greased these plug wires. Shoo, I just gotta snap them into place. An audible click tells me it's good. Oh, go on there. Wow. All right. This one's not in all the way at the plug. Let me try again. The one that I boogered the spring up on, and I had to pull the spring out of there and bend it back. Yeah, I'll turn this like so to keep some separation from where the doghouse is going to sit. I don't want the wire rubbing on it. Okay, well, that's number 2 side complete. I need to let's get all these tools and stuff up and move back over to the driver's side. Okay, we've migrated around the circumference of the vehicle, and we're now over here on the driver's side. Go away, doghouse. I guess that's enough. And again, we just got to throw these last 4 plugs and wires in, and this interior can all go back together. And I think I'll get the easy spark plugs first, and then we'll go back around under the hood to get the front 2. By the way, in case anyone is wondering, I don't have to gap these spark plugs. These are platinum plugs with a very fine point on the electrode, and they are, I believe, pre-gapped at around 40 thousandths, which is within spec for this engine. Oh, what'd I do with my socket? I lost it. No. Did it roll away? What is this? Treachery. Oh wow, haven't had coffee yet. I had it in my hand. Wow. Don't laugh at me, guys. You've all done it too. I need coffee. This isn't working out for me. Okay, audible click times 2. Very good. Let's move around to the front and get those last 2 plugs installed. All right, going in. Okay, let's get that farthest to reach one first, which I don't even know how I reached it yesterday. This thing's far away. Wow. I have to turn my head sideways and just feel it. There it is. Threads are started. I'm just gonna finger tighten this one all the way down so I don't have to change tools a couple times. I think that would be best. My face is sitting on the wiper cowl right now, just so I can get the reach that I need. Yeah. Well, you just have to wait for Erlon to get here.
Or borrowers gonna tell him I took them. Of course, he didn't have a 14 millimeter.
Ha! Call Snap-on guy.
Snap-on.
I mean, yeah, I know.
My fucking sick. Good neck boss. Me and him hate each other. I told him, fuck you, can get it in blood. He won't come around with me without an escort. You're joining my car illegally, bro.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that. I remember you told me about it.
Yeah, and then his daughter, he would tell us how his daughter wanted
I'll be back.
to change. I'm not even joking, she knows the whole shop.
Okay, sorry guys if the audio has to get a little blotchy right there. I had to endure a angry rant by somebody, which didn't have much relevance to the situation at hand, but it is what it is. People gotta vent. And now that that's over with, I can get this last plug put into its home, which I can't see that either. Ah, there it is. My fingers will always find the hole. There. Danger. Pick. Reach. coils up top right here behind this wire. Sorry if you fellas can't see it. But there's my audible click. And the last coil wire is right here. And I think I'm gonna have to get that. Oh no, I got it. Hell yeah. And the click, I got it. Felt that one go in too. Okay, before this doghouse goes in, let's give this thing a start real quick just to make sure everything's in good working order. Nice. Running smooth. No shakes or vibes or misfires, etc. We're in good shape here. Cool. Let's put the interior back together, and I've got to go get this thing over on the alignment rack. All right, doghouse, go back. Okay. Gotta watch out for these because you can get these vacuum lines right here pinched, which is not good. It'll create a leak and you'll hear engine noise in the cabin. Okay. And I'll do one more restart just to check for any errors in the seal, again for engine noise. Nope, good to go. For me, the next overlooked thing is this piece of ducting right here for the HVAC system. It just slips on and rides on those little tabs right there. And that's good, okay. And time for the glove box cubby cabinet deal. That just slides right in, fits in there, and I can throw those 4 bolts back into it. Next, there it is. Click. All right, this guy is all mounted in and ready to go. I just got to put all his goodies back inside of his cubby right there. And again, we're going over to the alignment rack after I put these 2 side covers on. The knee bolsters here and over here on the driver's side. All right, folks, we're almost there. We're in the home stretch. I've got the knee bolster panels reinstalled and bolted back in. This guy's in and floor mats are back inside. So let's swing this over to the alignment rack and get the front end aligned. Then we can go on our final test drive. After that, I'll come back in and spray down the engine with the hose just to wash off any residual spills that I may have caused. I know that there's some there. Then I can recheck all the fluid levels, and this thing is donezo. And of course, I will not forget this time to take my thermal meter back. Alrighty, let's get this set up to do the wheel alignment. I'm gonna fast forward very quickly through this just to get it done. If you are interested in a more detailed wheel alignment procedure, I will leave a link to a video on that in the description down below. Moving on up. Okay, here's my before adjustment readout. Left front wheel's pointing away from the center line, and the right front wheel's pointing towards the center line. So I need to adjust both of these to get it like 5.5 and 0.10 degrees total toe. That'll be ideal here.
So I always prefer to begin adjustment with the measurement that is furthest out of specification, which is going to be this right front wheel.
And since this wheel is pointed towards the center line, I need to angle it away, so I need to increase the length of this tie rod adjuster right here. So I will crack this jam nut loose, and I'll just rotate this counterclockwise to unthread it, and that's going to push the wheel from the leading edge at the front away from the center line of the vehicle. Okay, we're down to just over 1 degree towards the center line. I've got a little bit more to keep going. Okay, we're right around 0 here. Let's move over to the other side. Now this wheel is pointing away from the center line, so I need to shorten this tie rod. I'll do that by threading it in. Alright, we're close. I'm going to go back into the cabin, recenter the steering wheel, and lock it into place, and then we'll come back and make final adjustments. Policia! He was in a hurry. Okay, we're super close. After recentering the steering wheel, this wheel is at 0.41 degrees positive, so I need to back it off just a little bit. A little too much. Okay, we are at 0.05 degrees, and I'm going to lock it down right here. And it stayed at 0.05. We're in good shape. Let's go set up the right front again, and this is done. All right, it's settled at 0.04, but that's perfectly acceptable. We're back over at the right front. Like you just saw, we're at negative 0.25 degrees, so I've just got to shorten this tie rod to bring the leading edge of this tire in towards the center line. I'm also watching the measurement on the left front to make sure that as I adjust this, it doesn't pull that left front out of spec, because that will translate into a steering wheel that is off center. So consequently, with my left hand, I'm applying a little bit of inward pressure on the tire just to encourage it to follow the threads on the tie rod. Okay, we're down to 0.01 positive, 0.02, and 5.7. Went a little too far, Okay, it's at 5 now. That's where I want it. Let's lock it down. That's that. We settled at 5 on the left front and 3 on this right front right here, and that is acceptable. We're in spec, we're in good shape. We should have a perfectly straight steering wheel as we drive. Also, before I finish up, I'm going to shoot some more grease into all these Zerk fittings. Each of these components came with new grease installed. However, that grease is garbage, and I would like to use higher quality good grease. Squirt should do it. All right, guys, wheel alignment is done. Let's hit the road. So I know I didn't show it, but I should mention that I did grease all of the steering and suspension parts that had a fitting, even the ones I did not replace. And I know you're thinking I could have done that earlier when I had the wheels off of it, and you're right, but it wasn't on my mind at the time, so that's why I waited to do it the hard way at the very end. Anyway, getting back to the task at hand, headed in a straight line, no contact with the wheel. We are riding perfectly straight with a centered steering wheel. That's good, I like it. Stuff's falling out, oops. Okay, we're out on the road now, headed in a straight line with no steering input from me, and I've got a perfectly centered steering wheel with no drift left or right. So that alignment is perfect, and this is good to go. Now I know through the different videos of this series I've done a couple little recaps, but I would like to do the finalized version right now. If you guys recall from the very first video, we started up front on the front axle, where I ended up replacing both left and right hub bearing assemblies, left and right inner and outer tie rods, and both front shock absorbers. After that, we moved underneath of the car. I replaced a leaking gasket that was part of the oil cooler line assembly that mounts to the engine just above the oil pan. Once that was finished, we rolled around back, replaced both rear shock absorbers, pulled the cover off the rear differential so I could inspect the internals, clean everything out of there, and replace the fluid. Once that was complete, I did that pro bono repair on the trailer hitch ball. If you recall, the ball was loose and flopping around on the hitch receiver, and that had to get taken care of. Once that was done, we rolled back around front, did a brake fluid exchange, removed the AC compressor, found contaminants in the system, replaced the orifice tube, flushed all the lines, replaced the AC condenser, and then recharged it. After that, I did a couple miscellaneous fluid services. I didn't show all of them, but I ended up exchanging the transmission fluid, the engine coolant, the power steering fluid, and the brake fluid. So this got the full Monty for fluid services. Once all that stuff was done, we came back inside, popped the doghouse out, and replaced spark plugs and wires. Although in my opinion it did not need them, the owner of the car wanted to get it done, so that's what I ended up doing. I think I covered everything that I've done on this truck in the past 3 days. I may have gotten the order mixed up a little bit, so I apologize if I didn't do the recap in the correct chronological order, but I got through all of it. You know, today's the end of day 3. It is just past 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm about to turn this thing back in and call this one good. And I know you guys are wondering, and usually I don't talk about the billable hours and what it takes or what it costs. I do believe this one came in at just over 20 billable hours of labor time. I'm not going to tell you the price tag that's on it. Actually, I don't even think I looked, but I'm not going to speculate. But I know it was up there. So we've been on the road for a couple miles now, and I'm very happy with how this van has turned out. I don't hear any more weird grindy noises, and the steering and suspension on it feels great due to those improved replacement shock absorbers. All that's left for me to do now is get this back into the shop. I'm going to do a fluid level recheck on everything, and I'm going to go ahead and hose the engine compartment down just to clean up any spillage that occurred, and I know there is some. So all that being said, it's time to close this one out. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos. If you made it this far, I think that's awesome, because I do believe we're at about 2 hours or so of condensed video time, and that's fantastic. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series of videos. If you did enjoy this series, please as always, tap that thumbs up button to let me know about it. And that also lets YouTube know about it. And that's what helps the YouTube algorithm get my content out to other potential viewers. If it sees that you like it, it'll think that other people will like it too. And that's good for me and good for them. So, all that being said, the only thing that's left to do now is to remind everybody here to not forget to have a great day. See you guys in the next one. Take care.
Free! You can't do that! Ruin the engine! Yeah! Nice and shiny.